Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Hello, welcome. This is your host, Tony Vega. Again, welcome to Purple and Gold Mines YouTube channel. Again, we won game four, nail biter, overtime. Again, we are going to kind of, this is actually after the game, literally fresh in our minds. So we should be able to dissect this a bit quicker and it's fresh in our minds. So let's see. But again, this is Mines, Purple and Gold Mines. So there's more than one. We got King, we got Zen, bros. We got the W. We're now up
We
three
got
one.
the win. We
We got
got
the
the
win.
win.
Woo! Also, if you don't see much energy, I'm East Coast based, so I'm making a sacrifice here for my team. So understand that. Also, King is East Coast based. Zen,
Yeah, I'm gonna
you're with your edibles, but just go around. King, what do you think, man? What's your takeaways?
sloppy game. Start to finish sloppy. I'll take the win. I expected better. I expected a better game from AD. LeBron was kind of off, but he kind of was the engine that kept us going until
Yep.
everyone else caught up. D'Lo caught up at the end. Rui as well was kind of sputtering. Austin Reed, everybody was just kind of sputtering. This almost seemed like a game where it's like they couldn't wait for it to end. Um, so hopefully, I mean, I'm pretty sure Memphis is going to play with some desperation. We got to go back to their house. So it's imperative that we come out and we punch them in the mouth. We try to enforce our will and we end the series. Lakers in five.
I mean, Zen, do you agree with that statement? What's your thoughts, man?
I'm not the Lakers in five thing. With the amount of minutes LeBron played tonight, he played 45 minutes. AD played 42. Reeves played 42 as well. I I'm not gonna say Lakers in five. I think we can take care of business. In game six, but tonight was great. LeBron didn't shoot well. He shot 8 for 18. He went 1 for 7 on three. He didn't shoot well, but he was not going to lose. For him to have a 2020 game, we saw the stat on TNT. First Laker to have a 2020 game in the playoffs since Shaq in '04. 22 points, 20 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks. He was relentless. He was relentless. I am concerned with he almost 45 minutes. He almost played a full game. So I'm concerned with the
Yep.
amount of minutes that he's played. Um, Reeves had a decent game. Well, Reeves had a good game. He had 23. I was really surprised to see that Dennis Schroeder had the highest plus minus in the game. He had a plus 24. He scored 12 points for us. Um, Look, AD had a rough game. Now, that tip in was timely. Um, he really stepped up in the fourth quarter. That first half was horrific, but he really stepped up with some timely shots. That tip in was excellent in the fourth quarter. So he definitely made up for lost ground in that late in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, bro, I agree with you. Like AD, like you just look the box score without even looking at the game. You're gonna see people saying like, let me just look at it this quickly. Like you're gonna see like, whoa, wait, AD had 12 points, Tillman had 12 points. So did he have a Tillman game? No, he had an AD level impact game. Like he actually performed better than what I would have ever thought in terms of the defensive end, in terms of the hustling. Like he had a shot to his hip where you kind of saw it after that second half where he just didn't look right. Um, but then he started to get momentum. Again, the minute split, it's concerning. Also, just for the Memphis side, Bain had 36, which is but that's 47 minutes. John Moran had 44 minutes as well with 19 points. Everybody else, like, again, we're winning as a collective. If you haven't noticed, like, these are team wins. These are everybody shipping because you had Schroeder for 12, Austin Reeves for 23. Russell had those barrage from 3-point land in the fourth quarter, which we needed those. There were timely threes back to back, right? There was three threes. So it
Yeah.
just, yeah, again, and we had 15 points from Vanderbilt. He had 0 points last game. So it's it's a collective. It's a collective win. Like, where AD could have scored 30 or 40, like, you had Vanderbilt, you had everybody kind of shipped in. Hashimura Rui kind of came back to earth a bit, but he still provided a level of impact. Like, he's a plus 18, 7 points. Um, how confident are you guys that game 5 we can close it out? King, what's your thoughts, man?
95%. 95% positive. So if you look at the box score, if you look at the defensive effort, I'm just going to read off some people other than Desmond Bain. Dylan Brooks, 4 for 11. We know he's not a good offensive player. Jaren Jackson was 5 for 15. Ja Morant was 8 for 24. It took him 24 shots to get 19 points. So defensively, and people would say, oh, well, they had some turnovers or whatever, or some bad shots. Listen, defensively, our team, we dug in. Shout out to Dennis Schroeder and Vanderbilt. They really locked up John Morant. They made it hard for him every time. In transition, it's pretty hard to get a handle on him. But if you get back and you slow him down, what's going to happen is he is going to get out of control, which we saw. A couple of charges got drawn against him just because his body control is not that well. When he's in transition, sometimes if you can make him switch gears, because he is a good, like, north-south type of player. When you make him go east-west and then he has to adjust, he can get a bit out of control. Anthony Davis had a terrible offensive game. I did not expect that from him.
4 for 13.
But, yeah, 4 for 13, that's not going to get it. But though 3 of those buckets came in the fourth quarter within the last 7 minutes of the game. So, I mean, you can say he went 3 for 3 when it counted. He had some excellent timely rebounds. He had a block. I mean, it was a block on Ja at the end of the regulation, but they have 0.8 left, whatever. But yeah, so go back to the original question before I took that detour. Yeah, 95% confident. Series is over. Like I said, Lakers in 5.
That's great. 95%. That's pretty high. Zen, are you with that level of confidence?
No, I say I'm going to give us 45% to close this out in game 5. I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking that, you know what, I mentioned it earlier at the beginning of this recap, but the amount of minutes that our main played, with 1 day of rest in between, not including we have to travel, that's going to be that crowd is going to be hyped. That crowd is really going to be hyped. I'm not sure if we'll be able to close it out just because of the amount of minutes that we played. So yeah, I'm giving us 45. I give us a 45% chance. Um, yeah, I'm not feeling that confident right now.
Um, I don't. Here's the thing. I think it's a split. Um, I kind of called it the last recap was like, yeah, it's gonna be a dogfight. That we plenty had that. The one thing there's like two or three things that I kind of noticed. One, um, the LA crowd, and I don't know if this is just the TV. Comment below if it's not, but it just didn't feel like intense, like that. You remember that game three where it's like you feel that buzz, but this one was kind of
Yeah,
quiet.
The
Like it
game
was,
was sloppy. It was a sloppy game.
yeah, it was a sloppy game. The crowd wasn't really into it. My concern going into Memphis is home court. Triple J didn't really like Jaren Jackson Jr. Didn't had a good road game. Like he hasn't performed well, and it- there's no like how can I say it? Like urgency. There's a thing that this team, the Memphis, doesn't have is urgency. So I'm gonna see them be urgent. Like we're gonna see that level of. I think they have another gear to hit, and I think that we also have another gear to hit. But I do agree with Zen where we play a lot of heavy minutes, like 45 for LeBron, 42 for Anthony Davis. We cannot go into that game flat that first quarter. Like we got to match intensity. So I think for that game, it's everybody that's not named LeBron James and Anthony Davis has to step up. Like they have to provide some energy, some offense, and maybe that is a game where Darvin Ham, you look for your bench for some fresh legs, you figure it out. Uh, Again, I'm not too concerned about the legs. This is the playoffs. We are going to have this situation where everybody's going to play 40 plus minutes. Um, it's just a matter of they have to capitalize. This is your opportunity to close it out. We don't know what the Kings and Warrior series is going to end up to, but you have to finish your business here and get enough rest. So yeah, I expect that again, bro. This team finds ways to win. I and also for all those we do a playback. If you were there, appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Um, just wanted to say that during the playback, King and I had an interaction where I basically in the third quarter was waving the white flag. I turned off my camera because I was disgusted. Yeah, I know, King. I know, and I will take accountability to say, hey, this the game is not done until it's 0-0, like triple zeros. And you know what? I was proven wrong. King, you were right. I'll take ownership for that. And I'll just
I'm
say
always
that,
right. I can't remember the last time I was
oh
wrong.
God,
Honestly,
shit, man. Like I'm throwing you flowers and you're just throwing them back. That's
no,
that's
I'm
that's what
not.
you're
I'm
doing.
actually holding them up high and letting you know that hey,
Oh shit, yeah. Well, I have to throw him high because that throw is pretty far up, right? Like that's
right.
okay. Yeah, okay. Well, hey, we got the W. There was a point where I'm like, forget about process. Let's just get the W. I think for next game we have to involve AD a lot more. I think we all agree, right? Like AD has to be the focal point on offense. We can't have that like lackadaisical. Like we can't have 12 points. Like regardless, like he was great defensively. He was. I think five of those points were in the what's it called at overtime. So that was great. But at the same time, we kind of need more. Like this team needs more from AD, and this team also figures out ways where to find offense. Like Troy Brown had actually a good defensive game, a good offensive game. He provided 22 solid minutes. Rui is same thing. Like we find ways to find players that are hot enough or that can carry some of the offense. So I do hope we can see that in game five. And yeah, I predict it's gonna be. I have a 75% chance that we're gonna win that game. So
Lakers in
that's
five.
Lakers in five. All right. So and let's close it off with this. Let's start with Zen. Then we ended up with King and me. But King of the night, Zen was who's your King of the night?
it has to be King James. He carried us to victory. The thing is, he, you know, he didn't shoot efficiently. We know that. He shot horrible from three, but there was a relentlessness where he's 38 years old and he knew that, hey, if I drive to the hoop, if I, the greatest driver in the history of this game, he just went into that bag and he just couldn't be stopped. No matter how much energy it took, he didn't take too. He didn't take the lazy 3 pointers, late into the game. He just, he really just went to the rack over and over again and forced Memphis to challenge him at the rim. So you gotta give it to him. No matter what, he just kept pushing and pushing and finding ways for the team to to be competitive. He was 3 assists shy of a triple double. So yeah, it has to go to King James.
Okay. King, do you agree with that choice?
I want to, but
Oh shit.
so my prediction, I think it was yesterday or the day before, is Austin Reeves was going to be the king of the night with a triple double. He didn't get close to a triple double, 23, 6, and 4. But I'm going to go another route. There was one player in particular that we don't win this game if he doesn't play the way he played.
I know where you're going.
Number one, D'Angelo Russell is the king.
Ice, ice in my veins.
He hit a couple of clutch threes. I mean, and he did. He injected that ice, and yeah. So yeah, D'Angelo Russell's the king of the night.
Uh, Again, minus 16, but hey, I know the positive. That's why people, when they look
Yeah,
at the plus minus,
I don't care
yeah,
about minus.
don't look too hard on the plus minus because that level of impact that those threes had were insane. Like they actually provided the lift and kind of like it swung the momentum our way. So we needed those buckets. And credit to him, he was fouled out, but I expect he needs to have this level of performance and impact for the game for next game. So I look forward to that. Also, like he only played 29 minutes. So you got him for 29 minutes. You got Dennis for 30 alone. Like you still have enough. Beasley, we'll live that for another time. Um, hey, we got the W. I would pick, in my opinion, I would pick LeBron James as well, only because, and it's close because I do agree with you, King, but I would pick LeBron James, but I'm gonna pick Anthony Davis only because even when it was rough, even when it was rough, he found a way to have a level of impact, and that over time doesn't get done. We don't get the win without Anthony Davis. That's just a fact. Like LeBron James turned the goat switch on, and Anthony Davis did his thing. Which is fortunately only one side of the ball, but he did his thing as much as possible. So credit to him. Also, shout out to Dennis Schroeder. He came clutch. Was timely. There's some slander there, but I'll play the national anthem just for him. But anyway,
And also honorable mention to Jared Vanderbilt. He played excellent.
I mean, he made them burn in that first quarter, that first half. Those, I think he had 10 points in the first quarter or something like that. Like he was making them pay from 3-point line. I think he made 2 3-pointers. He had 5 attempts, which is that's a lot of attempts.
And there you go with your plus minus. He was a minus 18.
Yeah, that's weird to me, but I know that it was just the timing of it. There was a point where I'm like, when are you gonna put Rui in? Put Rui, but I get it. I get the what Darvin is doing with the whole Jared Vanderbilt and Hashimura, like the whole double-sided thing. But hey, man, we got the W. Lakers
We got the
in
W.
Lakers in 5, right? Lakers in
Lakers
5.
in 5.
All right, let's go with that momentum. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. If you do like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing and liking does not cost you anything. Sharing, just share it with your peeps. Who knows?
Mm,
Help us out. We're growing. And also just a shout out to our platform in Purple and Gold Mines in Twitter Spaces. If you don't know what a Twitter Space is, create an account on Twitter. Look up Purple and Gold Mines. And honestly, we are there Mondays through Fridays. We do a lot of Lake Show content. We do it differently, but with a great flavor and honestly very entertaining. So again, that is 10:55 Eastern. Pacific time or 1:55 Eastern. So catch you guys in the next one. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5,
It's
right, King?
hunting season. One more shot to the bear.
Oh boy.
You just
Yeah.
said Lakers. You just gave us a 45%.
Hey, he can fan his own way. He can fan his own way. Let's
I'm a
just
team
give
player.
him to him. Yeah, he's just protecting all of his sides. That's all he's doing. All right. Catch you guys later. Have a good one.